My internet's not so great. Live's not going on. I guess YouTube's on. Well, hello YouTube, and welcome to the 9 o'clock live. Okay, now Facebook's on. Hello everybody, and welcome to the 9 o'clock live. What are we talking about tonight? Well, crap. Sorry about that. Or I shouldn't apologize for things that are normal, I guess. Maybe be yourself, be human. But regardless, what are we talking about tonight? I will say, yesterday we spoke a fair amount about the state committee and a lot of the important things that are coming up. And I just wanted a page where I keep track of all the state committee work I'm doing. I wanted folks to know that I just came off a new contingent that's going to be sworn in that are impressive, honestly, that won a bunch of elections for leadership here in New York City. So I'm really looking forward to the September meeting when all of these new members take their seats. Now, it's really unclear at the moment. I'll have to go look at the rules because it was brought up on this call. It's unclear whether the new members take their seats before that organizing meeting or after that organizing meeting. I think, and we went through this actually for the county committee in 2017, there was a change to the law that tried to better define when committee members take their seats, but it actually gunked up the works and made it much less apparent. I would say that what is the point of being elected to the state committee and then not being able to vote for the leadership of the term in which you serve, but instead at the end of your term voting for the leadership afterwards? That doesn't seem quite right to me. But that being said, it does seem like it's a question and we're going to have to look into it. But I am really positive about the idea that we're going to have new progressive voices on the state committee because we'll be electing our new DNC members in September, or so we're told. And that means that we might have the capacity to elect some better DNC folks. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the DNC tonight because I'd like to say a few words about what the DNC does and how difficult it is to hold them accountable. And also, I want to turn down my fireplace because it's a bit loud for me. Okay, better. Crackling fire, you know. But insofar as the DNC does a bunch of important things. One of the things that it's charged with doing is setting up the structure for the presidential debates. You might remember this because it was big talk over the last couple of months during the presidential primary when we had so many people running. Another thing that the DNC does is that it's theoretically in charge of setting it elects the leadership that sets the strategy for national organizing by the Democratic Party all across the country, and it determines what the DNC does with its huge coffers of money. Now, between the DNC, the DCCC, and the DSCC, I'll explain what those are in a second, billions of dollars flow through the Democratic Party to candidates all around the country in order to flip the presidency, the House, and the Senate. Dude, the audio is off, no volume. Can you hear me at all? Or is it just like I'm out of sync with myself? Because I'm going to keep talking. In any event, the DNC is there to coordinate the state parties as well as to coordinate the presidential operations, both for the campaign and for the primary process. The DSCC and the DCCC are separate entities, but they coordinate with the DNC and party leadership. The DSCC, the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, is there to help elect Democrats to the U.S. Senate. The DCCC, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, is there to coordinate elections of Democrats to the House. Now, again, billions of dollars flowing through these entities. You might remember that Tom Perez became chair of the DNC. Oh, there's no audio because it's still linked to my headset. Oh. I've been saying all of these things and nobody could hear me. That explains a lot. Well, I'm sorry. YouTube still has all of the content. Well, I messed up. That's my bad. But what am I going to do? I guess take the YouTube video and throw it back on here because I said a bunch of good stuff. I guess I'll have to cover it all again tomorrow. What a bloody nuisance. Guys, I'm sorry. Should we call it a day? Because everybody tuned in and then they tuned out because there was no audio? Decisions. Anyway, I'll finish up what I'm saying. Anywho, so we've got these new progressive members of the state committee, and I think this is really important because the DNC and the members there take votes on what should happen in the Democratic Party. And for the last, I don't know, a couple of years, particularly over the Democratic primary process, there have been a lot of controversial votes. You might remember that there was the DNC had a vote on whether or not to hold a separate debate, particularly about climate change. You might remember that there was a DNC vote about, what was the policy? I think something to do with legalization of marijuana. And we tried, as state committee members, I tried, certainly, to get the voting. Still, I turned off the thing. Still no audio? Okay. What? I don't know what's going on though. All right, I'm gonna have to finish up the live, and I'll post up the Facebook version. But yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'll have to finish it up on YouTube. The internet's bad. That I can't really do anything about. Okay, I'll see how the YouTube turns out, and then I'll post that up, sure. But just to finish this thought then, since I was sort of in the middle of it, and maybe the YouTube is catching it, and it makes sense to post after the fact, just to finish up the thought, getting progressive members on the state committee means that we might be able to pass or change the bylaws, which requires our state committee to, in fact, secure the DNC votes and the attendance rolls and release them to the state committee. Because right now we effectively vote blind. We are given a slate of candidates by the governor, and then most people simply vote for that without knowing how our DNC members are behaving while they're attending DNC meetings, or even if they are attending DNC meetings. So in order to have an informed public and to have any semblance of democracy within the Democratic Party, you need at least the state committee members who are elected by Democratic voters to know what their representatives are doing at the DNC level. So that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about what's coming down the pike in September, because we might have more allies in that fight for party transparency and party little d democracy. And I understand that the live's not working tonight, so I'm very sorry about that. We'll be back tomorrow at 9, and I'll see if the YouTube came through, and I'll post that up. But if not, we'll just do it again tomorrow. Until then.